all the other issues that were part of the Azimio demands must be addressed. We have also seen the Kenya Kwanza parliamentary leadership talk about this particular process, to even state that there will be no handshake, which again, your team has insisted. Perhaps if the president insists on what, or Kenya Kwanza insists on what was on their list, what then happens? Then secondly, we understand that the US Senator for Delaware, Chris Coons, just left the country yesterday. Would you please confirm or deny that the US and President Joe Biden was part of the discussions that may have happened between Azimio and Kenya Kwanza? Thank you.
Let me first begin by the first question that you asked. We, of course, talked ourselves. Mr. Ruto made his statement. But I just want to say that that was not the basis of the understanding between the parties that were negotiating or talking between us. That statement fell far short of what had been agreed, and they know it. And that's why in our own statement, reiterated firmly what was going to be the basis of our engagement with Kenya Kwanza. And what we have reiterated in this statement is not different. We have actually mentioned the same issues that we said we wanted to be addressed. Those are the issues which made us go to the streets. And we mentioned them clearly. One, auditing of the servers so that we can put this matter to rest. We understand that some people are trying to tamper with the servers. They need to know that we are watching them. We know it, and we also know that's why we are talking about a forensic audit by experts, so that the truth can come out finally, and we put that to the end. Secondly, we mentioned the issue of the cost of living of our people. And we know that our people are suffering. Somebody who does not know that does not live in Kenya. We know so many of our people who cannot put a bread on the table. And we said we will not rest until this matter is resolved. And we said that the government does not even need any committee on this issue. We just talked about basic costs. We talked about unga. We talked about fuel, about electricity, the school fees, as very basic issues that the government can address without much problem. Secondly, I don't know where you got your information from, but Senator Coons left Nairobi, I think it was on Sunday last week, because I talked to him on Monday, and he had already arrived in Washington, D.C. Because he met the other side, and he also came and met with us. And we told him exactly what we know and the reason why we are actually going to the streets. And he said that that is our democratic right, to go to the street to protest peacefully. He did not see anything wrong with us doing that at all. So, but we need to know that we are not a colony of the United States. So we do things as Kenyans. We are happy when our international friends want to come and make suggestions how we should resolve our issues. But ultimately, Kenyan problems must be solved by Kenyans, Kenyan leaders. That's the reason why we said we are calling a truce, a ceasefire, to give negotiations a chance. But we want to reiterate very clearly here that if the other side does not cooperate, then we will have no other option but to go back to the trenches. And this will be maybe as early as sometimes next week.
We'll take 2 more questions.
All right, sir. My name is Emmanuel Tov from KTN News. 2 questions. One, are you already having a list of those